What's up? Welcome back, everybody, to TooSweet2Delete. We are TooSweet2Delete. You're watching this on the YouTube.
Yes, the YouTubes and the exclusive TooSweet2Delete year in review.
That's right. On a very chilly night here in Vegas, we're coming up on a year as TooSweet2Delete. We started with Wrestle Kingdom, and that's fast approaching in January. So yes, it's time. Like we got yes,
a lot of stuff happened this year.
So, definitely. So we're gonna try to cover what really stood out to us, or whatever.
We have a list. We have a list.
We took notes. There's stuff on the paper.
Things that you cannot see on the bottom here, but we have a list of things to talk about. Like with the WWE, let's start off with. Well, if you followed us, there was WrestleMania, and that was WrestleMania, and things trickled after that to Backlash.
We had stuff. We had an
Backrash.
Oof. This is the beginning of like that whole
things. I don't know, man.
Jinder Mahal taking over the world.
Things were just really dull,
storyline wise, but there was still some pretty awesome matches like throughout the year.
Yeah, I mean, leading up to SummerSlam, which kind of made up for WrestleMania a little bit. I mean, that Fatal 4 was pretty badass.
Yeah, that was like a video game. Like, honestly, like, just so much damage was done to the arena. It was like playing, like, 2K18. We were just smashing each other through the table, like, you know what I mean? Just great stuff, especially with, even with someone like Braun Strowman not winning that match, like, he still looks strong. I know you love Strowman right now. He's like this huge, awesome success.
We're not getting there yet.
Okay.
SummerSlam. Made up for Mania.
It came together because there was like a sickness, like meningitis or something going around the locker room. Who knows? Maybe that was meningitis is more recently. There's all types of viruses happening.
You're talking about SummerSlam.
I know, but I'm telling you that so
that made up for WrestleMania.
But people got injured. All of a sudden, we had surprise matches.
There was a main focus on Raw. There was a big switch because remember, SmackDown dominated.
Yes.
When they did the first draft, and then they did this big switch up, and they focused everything on Raw. Everything was on Raw, and we had that big, just long, boring storyline with Jinder Mahal on SmackDown, and nothing went anywhere.
But he was the champion, and
there was a focus on the U.S. title with AJ, which kind of brought attention to that. But Raw, there was so much focus on Raw. But when it comes to Raw, the best thing the WWE did all year long was focus on Braun Strowman, the best developed character,
the monster among men.
Love it. I love it, dude. I am in love with the character. I love everything he does. Even the elf thing he did, recently was funny as shit.
You'd never see that in the old days.
No, but I mean,
still awesome.
Strowman is great. I think even going into the Royal Rumble now as a triple threat is great. What I really wish that would have happened was a storyline between him and Rusev. I think Rusev, too, is another up-and-coming, that they're focusing on, too, on the SmackDown brand.
Recently, there was some information online that said Rusev is the #1 merchandise seller in the WWE right now.
Every day is Rusev Day!
So what a day for Rusev on Rusev Day, to end a Rusev year. But this is a guy that, fought back from some injuries. He kind of got in trouble because of, the image change that he did when he cut his hair. That at least those were the rumors. But, like I said, some injuries. They stuck him with Jinder Mahal at first. You know what I mean? There was just all types of things that were going on. Took Lana away from him. Rusev has just battled back.
They can actually build a storyline between these two. Even going into Survivor Series, how cool would it be to see those two go at it? If Strowman was Intercontinental Champion versus Rusev the U.S. Champion.
If Strowman was IC Champion, well, I mean, it seems crazy because that's like what we were talking about, as far as maybe a dull storyline but great matches. Brock Lesnar has been a part of some really actually cool matches this year for a guy that is known to be a part-timer that hardly shows up on Raw. When it is his time to show up and perform, he definitely performs. I loved his match with Samoa Joe. That was an awesome first-time ever match. That was really cool, the way that went down.
Even the match with Survivor Series with him and AJ, that was a match that you would never see.
It was so well done, and that's what I'm saying. Honestly, he's a low-key MVP for me this year is Braun Strowman. Is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Because he's had that Universal title almost the whole year.
Since Mania.
And You know what? It's cool because the matches we're getting at those big shows have been awesome. Like that gigantic, fatal 4-way, like you said, was amazing with the video game level violence.
With Joe, then the match with Strowman.
I feel like WWE's trying to give people what they want with Brock Lesnar. You're not going to get to see him on Monday Night Raw. You're not even going to get to see Paul Heyman every week on Monday Night Raw. But when you do, I think they're delivering, man, worth every penny.
Well, that's when they started focusing more on the tag team division. You got the Bar. That's another who had a great year in the WWE on the Raw.
For some guys that got
even with SmackDown too, they started actually focusing more on the tag team division. And with the Bar, really, they're not setting the bar; they are the bar.
They are the Bar.
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Hello. Anyway, but yeah, definitely, and that's even with tag teams breaking up and like some tag teams having injuries. Like the Hype Bros had some injuries. With Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. You had the Revival that finally got the call up from NXT, one of those like really awesome old school type of tag teams. Boom, both guys within the span of a few weeks end up getting injured at one point or the other, so they've been out. But you still got, the New Day still, of course, going strong. And even while all these teams are injured or breaking up, like American Alpha. So speaking of weird storylines, how was that supposed to work out?
You let that happen.
We're not even going to get into the Kurt Angles. I don't even want to, but that's what I'm talking about. How weird is this whole... We're supposed to believe that Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's son. I mean, it's unfair. It's unfair for us. It's unfair for them.
I would actually say that's my biggest disappointment this year.
Is the storyline in
Between
general?
both of them.
Between both of them? I think that Jason Jordan's doing okay with what they're giving him, but, I mean, you can only make so much chicken salad out of so much chicken shite, my friend. I mean, that's at least, whatever. I know you guys all agree on that, but maybe not agree with my opinion of Jason Jordan. But yeah,
but when it comes to tag teams, like, what about the club?
Hey, those good brothers have been doing their thing, man. They've been doing their jobs. There have been these weird, vague rumors that they're both, at one point or another, there's been reported that they've asked for their releases. But that's never been confirmed that they've even been in negotiations. I think they're just happy to be doing their thing, I've heard on different podcasts that they're saying this is where they want to be. So, but I mean, at some point they're going to have to get an awesome push. These guys are top performers anywhere else they go, and I feel like they've proven themselves to be like good, good brothers. Really, like they're good hands, as they would call themselves.
That's true.
So we got Brother Me Softly on the club. We have to have a little bit more patience for the club. I think there has got to be something coming, especially with AJ Styles. And especially with Finn Balor, especially with those guys floating out there in the ether, there's got to be some type of reunion to get maybe all of them or at least 3 of them all back together.
The Rumble should be interesting,
right? And it always supposed to be is supposed to be.
And another division part of the WWE, a good year was for the women division.
Wow, yeah.
Seriously, like how incredible year did they have? Other than the brand split, you had the Mae Young Classics.
Mae Young Classic was awesome.
I wish we covered that, but there was so much going on. Like there's so much content that happened.
And not only that, but I don't know how many people really expected how good the Mae Young Classic was going to be. So I'm not sure that everyone in the TooSweet2Delete crew would have seen it all.
True.
I'm saying I know we watched it, but we're shouting out the other fellows that will be joining us soon in this next year to come. But so far it's just M1, the Maniacal One, Pete the Savage here with you to go through this last year. And like you said, the women's division, women's Money in the Bank.
First ever.
And that had the negative reception, of course. We weren't too happy about the way that ended, but it was what it was. It was what it was. The next week, Carmella won it back fair and square. But that was really interesting.
At least did it. At least, I mean.
And I believe Carmella still has the Money in the Bank, which is more than she can say for her male counterpart, Baron Corbin, who we really thought was going to get something going for him. He's got a lot of attention outside of the WWE, having that former NFL background, and also he was voted, Revolver Magazine's most metal athlete of the year. So, thought he was going to get some time. Well, you know how they love.
Talking about the women division.
I know, but I'm saying, he lost the Money in the Bank right away. We thought there was something going to take off for him. He's done. It's over with. So they're putting more emphasis on the women's Money in the Bank action because there are 2 brands, 2 titles.
Might happen at WrestleMania.
It could happen at Mania. It could happen at the Rumble. Who knows what could honestly happen? Speaking of which, we have recent news that the upcoming Royal Rumble 2018 will be the very first Women's Royal Rumble. Congratulations, ladies. That's
it's almost
awesome.
as if everything we predicted so far from our first ever episode of the Wrestling World of Wrestling Wrestlers. Hey, look at that. Wrestling World of Wrestling Wrestlers.
It counts. That's a thing now. Book it.
Yeah, we pretty much predicted all this was going to happen.
Not only that, but we mentioned certain female wrestlers that we would like to see in the WWE, and several of those names that we mentioned, Candice LeRae, she was in. They were in the women's Mae Young Classic. So we totally almost predicted this entire women's division future. Look how cool
I'm
we
looking
are.
forward to it. Looking forward to the women's very first women's Royal Rumble.
You were spot on that because calling those like gimmick matches or whatever you would say, which is, I mean, that's
we have
cool
a lot
to
of
do.
there's some stuff that's going on because of
So much
worst,
talent in that
the worst kept secret is about to come out of the Rumble or coming up to after the Rumble. Who knows?
Ronda Rousey Royal Rumble. Ronda Rousey Royal.
Dude.
I was trying to make ours. I wasn't.
Even if it is leaked, I don't care. I'm gonna be happy as a pig and shit, dude. If she comes out at the Royal Rumble,
legitimate, awesome star power.
After that, if they do a four horsewoman challenge or whatever match they come up with, if she goes on the WrestleMania to fight on Charlotte Flair, I'll be happy as pig and shit.
The first thing I need to
Straight
see.
up.
First thing I need to see
happy.
is
even Asuka.
Asuka.
Oh yeah,
that's what I thought right away. It would just be like, okay, we got to see Asuka. But, it is what it is. Shayna Baszler just appeared on NXT last week. So that's like the beginning of, she's a known member of the MMA Four Horsewomen. She went to the finals in the Mae Young Classic. So that's more hints that Ronda Rousey could be showing up now that one of her counterparts is already there. And, so that's pretty awesome. Like we said, WWE, my theme, the overall year, would legit, like I said a couple times earlier in this podcast, would be my theme really would be great matches, really bad storytelling. Yeah, because there's so much athleticism on the roster, male and female, so much athleticism. The wrestling is just crazy, and like we were talking about earlier off camera, what fans like now is different than what they used to like. So you see a lot more high flying stuff, more like injury prone wrist stuff. So these guys go out there and they just kill their bodies out there. And,
more than the athletes that get paid more money than them? Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Quite a bit more than certain sports, that's for sure. But yeah, WWE definitely, they had a few moments.
They had an up and down roller coaster kind of year.
Would you have like a WWE match of the year that you could think of right off the top of your head?
I would say AJ and Finn, man. I mean, even though there was no build up to it,
the hype of just those couple weeks was pretty rad.
It was just, here you go. You're going to get it finally just because of misfortune.
My favorite match so far, and I'm going to have to go to NXT for this, but it was the rematch for the UK title, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, the second one. That was probably, definitely my WWE. I guess I'm cheating using NXT, but
no, man.
As far as that goes, that's the one that I really, really was into. So I guess we can move on to the other like big wrestling promotions. That, we spent a little bit of time on WWE. I know you wanted to talk about Ring of Honor.
Yes,
huge year for our
Cody
man,
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes had an incredible year at Ring of Honor.
The American Nightmare out there, legitimately just making his own. Yeah, kiss the ring.
King the ring, man. Kiss the ring.
It's and this is a guy that, like you said, he signed that lucrative contract,
most exclusive contract,
exclusive, biggest contract in Ring of Honor history. So that's pretty awesome. This is a guy that got in on the Bullet Club action in Japan. Immediately was a contender.
American Nightmare.
Became the American Nightmare.
American Nightmare.
Wrestled Okada for the New Japan heavyweight
in Las Vegas, here of all places.
I mean, yeah, that was against Suzuki when he wrestled him in Vegas.
That's right.
Yeah, Okada was in. I want to say it was L.A. during that the G1 special. That's a whole new.
That's right. We did cover that.
Yes.
We did cover that.
We covered the G1.
And they had that moment when they had belt against belt.
Oh yeah,
it was beautiful.
And so this is a guy that's crazy to go from being Stardust and being a comedy guy to being like the hottest commodity right now in the wrestling world, probably outside of, you know what I mean?
The hottest independent star right now.
Yeah,
seriously.
I mean, you know, say what you want, Kenny Omega, he's definitely a New Japan guy. He's almost exclusive, even though he does like a lot of other shows and wrestles a lot of other things. You see Cody all over the place, especially this past year with, you know, being at Wrestle Kingdom to kick off the year, wrestling at Walt Culture the next day on the same flight. It was just really something for a guy like Cody Rhodes, or Cody, whatever you want to call him, to even
American
showing up
Nightmare.
at TNA and to Impact Wrestling. I mean, he made
went all over the place,
he made the
yeah.
loop. He pulled the Ric Flair. He pulled the Dusty. He made the loop. He did all the territories. He did all the territories, and he was at Mania last year. Was the thing. So it was like, dude, Mania, Wrestle Kingdom, boom, boom, boom. Man, that is.
I think he had probably the best year out of anybody when it comes to wrestling out of 2017.
I mean, I loved the Miz's year. That was awesome. Like, he's like breaking out even more. But I guess Cody, like, definitely like.
Sorry,
He did that OG shit where he was just frequent flyer miles, you know, all over the place. He recently lost the Ring of Honor Championship to Dalton Castle, but him just claiming it in the first place, taking it off of Christopher Daniels in a really cool match, defending it multiple times, going over to Japan, having some really cool matches, you know, definitely good on him. The Hot Topic deal.
Oh, dude!
Dude, especially, you know what, my girlfriend, Hot Star Wars babe, actually hooked me up with a bunch of Bullet Club gear, and she just got it through Hot Topic, and it was just crazy because I was mentioning how they came across that deal, because she's like a new fan, and it's just like, this is something that nobody else gets
the most
to do.
lucrative deal ever in wrestling history. I'm sorry.
A lot of wrestlers have their own merch, a lot of wrestlers have their own website, a lot of wrestlers have their own, like, sell out at every show and all that, but, like, nobody is, like, front of the store, right in the window, boom, all the gear, all the boys, the whole crew. You know, at most of the Hot Topic stores, you can find at least the American Nightmare, Young Bucks, Bullet Club, and
Bro,
the
like,
Elite.
even during Christmas, they had that half-off sale, like, on the line, like, the greatest marketing way to sell merchandise ever, and no one tapped into it.
Yeah, and these guys are outside.
They did.
These guys are outside of WWE, and you know, the Young Bucks especially have a history of like just having such always like really cool merch, really cool T-shirt ideas. They've always had them, and now like teaming up with bringing the Elite in, and Cody, and then Hangman, like the whole Bullet Club thing, being so hot. It's great that they're like able to tag in on that and just like have their own Young Bucks thing kind of set aside, plus the Elite. Who knows when we'll see the Young Bucks in the big time, man, in the WWE. Who knows what will happen. Maybe that could happen in 2018. We never know. We don't know.
I don't know.
Right?
New Japan had a great year, too.
Started with Wrestle Kingdom, the match of the century, Omega Okada to begin with, a 45-minute classic. That was the first time they went at it with, you know, what amazing.
They got 3 matches.
They had, yes, this year.
3 matches this year.
One of them being the freaking 1 hour time limit draw. What is this? Ric Flair Harley race? What is it? 60 minutes? Going Broadway.
Jesus Murphy.
Going Broadway there, jumping through those Japanese tables. Not only that, but, you know, moving in. They sold out that G1, not the G1, I'm sorry, but that United States heavyweight, United States tournament.
Yeah,
They sold that out in LA.
Their first ever coveted title of the New Japan Pro Wrestling United States Championship Tournament.
That's what we were talking about earlier. You saw Cody wrestling Okada at that tournament in LA. He got his shot at the title. Really cool. That was an awesome tournament just because, you know, between seeing Kenny Omega, getting to see, you know, the Juice Robinsons, getting to see G.O.D., like, even if you're just a casual follower of New Japan and you're only seeing it on Facebook or like Instagram, whatever, just like the little clips here and there, or you only know the Young Bucks or you only know Kenny Omega, like this mainstream show in LA was on free TV on the first 2 days of the tournament, so that was awesome to like get that exposure like out there.
It's a big year for wrestling.
Big year for wrestling all over the place.
Dude, everywhere. Even with the local circuit here in Las Vegas. Big Valley Pro-Wrestling.
That's probably going to lead us here to the end of our year because this was a big year for us getting involved with these guys at Big Valley Wrestling. Oh man, like we started off. I got tapped to do some commentary for the guys, and
it was after the first Battle of Las Vegas.
That's right, the first ever.
Came in aftermath,
Las Vegas champion.
And then things kind of just trickled down from there. From Power Struggle, we met up with Luchasaurus.
Dude. Luchasaurus and Super Panda and Mono from Lucha Underground. Wow, Level Up, CAC.
Oh man, we had a blast. Like, we have
Cinco de
footage still
Mayo.
coming soon from that. I promise you.
You guys will definitely see it. The process. You got to trust the process, as they say in pro sports.
There's a lot of footage, just lots of content, lots of audio to fix.
Because somebody can't keep their hands off the microphone. I don't know who you're looking at. I'm not looking at anybody. I was just saying. That's probably what happened. So, BVW definitely, on the rise. We got some dope talent. Some guys got some exposure. And like we said, between Level Up Convention, the Project Taco Festival, the Cinco de Lucha Festival, Cauliflower Alley Club, these guys performed in front of some pretty cool crowds and some really awesome venues. I'm really excited.
We had a street fight.
There's a street fight. There's a cage match. There's a freaking cage match. The guy comes out in a Harley in a cage match.
The school got absorbed by the Snake Pit Pro Wrestling Academy.
That's right.
They had a great year.
Shake the snakes.
Like we were saying earlier. I mean, wrestling had a big year in 2017. All around the circuits that we look at and we watch. 2017 was a really great year in wrestling.
It definitely
was. It was TooSweet2Delete this year. We may have missed a couple pay-per-views. We could talk about them.
I'm sure there was some big moments here or there that we missed. Maybe people like to comment or whatever, and
maybe they just weren't.
Tell us what we missed that maybe you really enjoyed. But honestly, I feel like
here's the Hell in a Cell that's going to come out. That's going to be a From the Vault special. Same with Rebels and Renegades, another From the Vault special.
We have a lot of From the Vault. Our vault is overflowing right now.
Yes, but I'm just saying, because Rebels and Renegades was our first actual review, simultaneously watching the show and reviewing it as we're watching it. So that's why there's so much time involved, because the splicing of footage. But it's okay. Eventually we'll get it, just like Level Up, before Level Up coming into 2018. So I'm looking forward to 2018 when it comes to wrestling. We're going to kick off with fucking Royal Rumble right away.
Royal Rumble, Wrestle Kingdom.
Royal Rumble and Wrestle Kingdom coming up. I am stoked about Wrestle Kingdom more than anything. I'm going to tell you that right now. We also have New Year's Anarchy. The first thing we're covering in 2018 will be BVW's New Year's Anarchy on January 7th at the Sahara Event Center. After that is Wrestle Kingdom.
Wrestle Kingdom.
And then the Royal Rumble. Man, already kicking it off 2018. 3 awesome shows.
And then isn't there another BVW show in January as well? Is there 2 in January?
There's 2 in January. Holy crap. 4
awesome shows.
4.
What's better than 1 awesome show? 2 awesome shows. What's better than 2 awesome shows? 3 awesome shows. What's better than 3 awesome shows? 4 awesome shows.
The Battle for Las Vegas, January 21st, 2018, at the Sahara Event Center.
I can't believe we're saying it. Dude, 2018.
2018. I almost said 2017, but I said 2018.
I'm glad that you said 2018 because I would have said 2017.
Yeah. The 4 shows, man. We got a lot to do next year. Already. We're booked.
A ton.
We are booked next year already.
It's exciting. It's exciting. It's been a TooSweet2Delete year so far. We want to thank all you guys for joining us for this year. We are coming up, as we said, we got some more content coming from you guys. There's stuff from the vault coming because that we said is overflowing. We've done it.
Year in review.
2017
has been a good year. I hope everyone has a safe New Year's. I'm here at the Wilbur Club. Stay safe. Stay too sweet. Don't get deleted.